Coventry City put the Championship's only remaining unbeaten record on the line against Blackburn Rovers at the Coventry Building Society Arena today as the division's leading scorers look to reclaim top spot. The Sky Blues sat at the summit during the international break before being nudged down a spot by Middlesbrough last night. Now Frank Lampard's team get the chance to respond as they attempt to pick up where they left off, scoring 12 goals without conceding in winning their last 3 games. The tall order then for Blackburn Rovers today as they arrive down at the other end of the table, taking just 1 point from their previous 3 games. Thomas Asante slipping it through towards Mason Clark. And from Mason Clark does get his shot away. Tote down to make the save. This is more the type of fare that the home fans turned up expecting to see today. Boraj Tote in the Blackburn goal, called into action for the first time to deny Efren Mason Clark. Thomas Asante winning the free kick, taken quickly by Grimes, who was looking for Mason Clark. Good Johnson. Showed a bit too much of it to Liam Kitching. Alabiosu with the throw, gets it back again from Tronstad. Alabiosu. Time to look up, finds Ohashi, and it's just deflected over the top. That was a big chance for Yuki Ohashi in there, and he knows it. He put himself in an excellent position again. Picked out by Alabiosu. It was Van Ijwijk in the way to help it over the crossbar. A little bit more patience required today, perhaps, for Frank Lampard and his side so far. So that have won their last 3 games, 3-0, 4-0 and then 5-0. Of course, it wasn't long ago, but they put 7 past Queen's Park Rangers. Here is Hedges. Did well in a tight spot on the touchline. Wanted the free kick up against Mason Clark, didn't get it. Van Ijwijk coming under pressure though. Gardner-Hickman has taken it away from him, and that was close. Carl Rushworth called into action for the first time late in this first half, and equal to that, Coventry grateful to their goalkeeper. Certainly Van Ijwijk in particular, because he had been the player dispossessed. Gardner-Hickman was away from him, and it was goal-bound and hit with power by Axel Hendrickson. Didn't do a lot wrong with that, Hendrickson, but Rushworth was equal to the effort to prevent the Swede from scoring his first in English football. Hashi touching there for Good Johnson, and now Hendrickson. Hendrickson taking on Liam Kitching. Wasn't quite where Tronstad wanted it. Ohashi trying to catch out the goalkeeper. Rushworth was down smartly again, but called into action once more, keeping out Yuki Ohashi this time. Blackburn continue to look at a big threat. Not too much has changed really in the first 5 minutes of the second half from what went before. It was a little fortunate perhaps how it came to Ohashi, and the angle was always acute and against him, but he still called Rushworth into action. Silva was coming under pressure, as there was Lewis Miller up against Mason Clark, who gets the decision. Torp takes it quickly for Coventry, some space here for Thomas Asante. Movement ahead of him, Sakamoto able to spin, slips it through for Mason Clark, and then Torp thumps in the game's opening goal. Victor Torp for Coventry City to try and take them back to the top of the Championship. And you have to say it comes against the recent balance of play. But the Sky Blues aiming sky high again as they edge ahead here. But it was decisively dealt with, wasn't it, when it came the way of Victor Torp, his 6th goal of this championship season already. Never before in their history have Coventry City scored more goals in their first 10 games of a league season than this season. Plenty who played their part. McLaughlin's clearance sat up invitingly for Torp to take it on, and it came through a posse of players, which made it more difficult maybe for Bolas Tote to see it in the Blackburn goal, which is why, despite probably feeling he was in position to stop it, he was unable to do so. Just before the hour, Coventry City ahead. Well, Haji Wright has taken many of the plaudits for his goal scoring, understandably, this season as the division's leading marksman. Thomas Asante has had a fair bit of acclaim as well, but Torp has 6 now. And Coventry do want more, and they do have the second. Just like that, they take it away from Blackburn Rovers, against whom Brandon Thomas Asante almost always scores. He's another in a rich vein of form. He's another that has 6 for this season now. And Coventry have 2 before the hour. Similarities to a certain extent in the nature of the finishes that you do wonder may just have finished off Blackburn Rovers. He took that wonderfully well. Well, World Cup qualification for his country in the week, and now a continuation of his rich goal-scoring form for Coventry City. He is a player full of confidence right now, and that is underlined in the manner in which he has doubled their lead. Caught it so sweetly on the volley, and is there any way back for Blackburn Rovers? Coventry heading for top spot, it would appear, to leave Rovers in the relegation zone. He must have been a little worried that the international break might have disrupted their rhythm, and it certainly took Coventry a while to find their stride, but it's Valérien Ismaël now that has the problems to solve. Van Eyck with the throw, decent distance and trajectory on that, causing further problems, forcing the concession of the corner. So Matt Grimes, the Coventry captain, to take the corner with the in-swinging delivery. Sims trying to reach it, but in the end decided he would be better served by leaving it than settling for another corner on the other side, which is probably the sensible call despite the temptation. This corner is a good one. They were queuing up in the middle to try and get on the end of that. And kitching up from the back, still in search of his first goal of the season. He has just 2 in 76 previous appearances for the club. And their job is all but done. And they are only really seconds away from being able to celebrate. Here's Andrews. Time maybe for one last attack for Coventry City. And look at the ground here that Kai Andrews has covered before the sliding challenge came in to deny him. Impressively from Montgomery. But that's full time. And although it was far from straightforward for much of the match for Coventry City, their fine form under Frank Lampard continues. A 4th straight win without concession takes them back to the top of the table tonight. The division's top scorers keeping a 5th clean sheet in succession as well, to see off a spirited challenge from Blackburn Rovers for much of the match. But once Coventry had got their goals, and they came with 2 in the space of 3 minutes, they took it away from Rovers today. It's finished Coventry City 2, Blackburn Rovers 0.